Hello, everybody. My name is Preston, and I am a community organizer for Oakland Forward. I'm also a small business owner. I own a company called Yaktown Don't Back Down, and we are catered to showing Pontiac's resilience. And I'll be reading to you guys today. The book that I'll be reading to you guys is Have I Ever Told You Black Lives Matter? Okay. This book is by Shani Mahari King, and it is illustrated by Bobby C. Martin Jr. So we're going to dig right into this book today. Okay. Black Lives Matter in America and in the world. Have I ever told you that? Have I told you that we were among the first patriots to lay down our lives for the American dream of independence, and that a Black man named Crispus was the very first person to die for that dream? Have I told you that we've never, ever accepted that Black lives don't matter? Not Frederick, Harriet, Sojourner, Martin, Rosa, Malcolm, or Nelson. We have always known, and you must remember, that Black lives matter. Malcolm X said, "A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything." W.E.B. knew that Black lives matter. He preached about Black equality and liberation, and will be standing shoulder to shoulder with us today. Have I ever told you that? He once said, "The cost of liberty is less than the price of repression." Have I told you that Zora, we have long been Richard, world-acclaimed Langston, poets and James, authors Ralph, Maya, Tony, Ta-Nehisi, and so many others affirming with powerful voices that Black lives matter? Have I ever told you that? James Baldwin once said, "The place in which I'll fit won't exist until I make it." Have I told you that we turn folk music into jazz in New Orleans? Have I told you how, with trumpet notes that floated like moonlight on the river, Lewis made the world hear that Black lives matter? Have I ever told you that? And have I told you that Lewis marches with his trumpet in a long ground history of brilliant Black singers and musicians? I must have told you about Marion, Bessie, Robert, Paul, Miles, Aretha, Jimmy, Stevie, Tupac, and Biggie, didn't I? Bessie Smith said, "I don't want no drummer. I set the tempo." Have I told you about our great journalists, about Ida, Gordon, Clarence, Gwen, and others? Their words burning the message on the page that Black lives matter. We celebrate revered Black champions, but have I told you about the many others who should be more famous than they are? Maybe you've heard of Joe, Jackie, Kareem, Muhammad, Michael, Serena, Florence, and Simone. But have you heard of Jimmy, Satchel, Arthur, and Althea too? Do you know that 48 years before Colin kneeled on the football field to protest racial injustice, John and Tammy raised fists for justice on an Olympic podium, and that 32 years before that, Jesse punctured the Nazi myth of racial superiority with 4 gold medals? Have I told you that we are brilliant academics, lawyers, advocates, and judges? Have you heard the courageous words of Alberta, Roy, Charles, Cornell, Henry, Thurgood, and Sherilyn, testifying that Black lives matter? Oh, yes, Black lives matter. I don't have to tell you that we're creative, but have I told you about artists like Jacob and Jean Michel, and children books illustrators like Ashley and Jerry? Let their work feed your dreams. Know that Black lives matter. You can't sit around and wait for somebody to say who you are. And that's a quote from Faith Ringgold. I must have told you that we are groundbreaking scientists and medical researchers. I must have told you about George, Charles, Catherine, Ernest, and Marie Neal, didn't I? Have I told you how our statesmen and stateswomen, John, Kamala, Jesse, Shirley, Adam, Barack, Ayanna, and so many others have worked to build a better world? Ayanna Presley once said, "My mother did not raise me to ask for permission to lead." Have I told you that we are astronauts exploring space? I must have mentioned Gwen, Charles, Stephanie, Joan, Ronald, and May. Their lives matter. Your life matters. When you think about Eric, Tamir, Walter, Freddie, Philando, Rakia, Ayana, Amoud, Brianna, and George, remember that Black lives matter. When you see things happen that don't reflect the amazing accomplishments of our people, remember that Black lives matter. You come from a tradition of excellence and resilience, music that spans generations, continents, and genres, literary masterpieces that transcends time. You stand on the shoulders of giants. My wonderful child, I see you, I hear you. You are valued. We are valued. Your life matters because Black lives matter. And that is the end of our story today. I'm very grateful and thankful for this opportunity to be a part of this session of Pontiac's Reads.